Hi everybody, this is Silvia. Welcome back to my channel. So I am bringing you a little small video on how I do my sleeves for my shaker planner dashboards or shaker cards. There's so many names out there for these things, but pretty much it's something. I don't have the other one anymore because I shipped it out to somebody in a mail. But it's pretty much something like this, but it's left open at the top after you laminate it. That way you can put sequins in it and like large glitter. So I'm gonna show you how I did it, and I will link in the description box where I originally saw this, and it was from a YouTuber, and her name is NurseTara, and she has a whole bunch of videos on doing stuff with sequins and whether it's she has shaker cards for like doing a gift card, like actual like cards to like give away to somebody, like a greeting card type of thing. But she's the one that I saw the video when I was trying to figure out how to do mine, and I couldn't figure out how to get glitter inside of them because I don't have a fuse tool, so I'm not able to do them that route, and I really don't know if I want to buy a fuse tool or not. I bought something that's kind of similar at a smaller price, but I haven't been able to try that out yet. So let's get started just really quickly. So I used some of these sheet protectors, and this is pretty much just the regular one. There is some out there that are non-glare, but I think it's not gonna work out. I haven't tried it yet, but I would think, because it's really, I have an example here. Give me a second. So this is the one that it looks, but you see, if you put stuff in it, I'm trying to see if I can use something. Let's just say that I'm gonna stick this in here, and this is gonna be inside. I don't know how well it would come out, so I could try it in this video. Actually, I will do that. We'll try it in this video. But that was my thing. So I've done it with the ones that just has glare. I haven't tried it with this one. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll cut one right now. So pretty much the first thing that I do is I'm using these little small laminating sheets. There's bigger ones. I haven't done any bigger ones than these because I have a classic happy planner, so I don't know if I really want it to make it any bigger than that. So what I'll do is, let me cut this. So pretty much the first thing that I did was cut this out. So the biggest thing with these is that they have these little grooves that keeps them together. So the one that has a glare has this folded edge. So when you cut it, this stays together, and it's a little bit easier to put it inside of the sleeve. And I'll show you that in a minute. So this one, I don't know how it's gonna work because I don't have anything folded holding the paper together, the actual sheet together. So if you've done one of these before, let me know if you have another way of doing it that doesn't require a fuse tool. Like I said, I'm trying to hold off on not buying one, but who knows how long that will last. This one, you could definitely feel that it's thicker. That's the other thing about it. So like I said, it is thicker. So So I don't know how it's gonna work out. We'll have to figure it out together. And I like to keep these little pieces because I like to make little smaller cards, or at least I want to try to make them. We'll see if that works out for us. So let's do the regular one first. So what I do is I just open up the sheet, and when I put the actual sheet protector inside, I make sure that I put it as far in as I can, and I try to leave space. So this is my biggest thing. I have to leave space on the edge here, because when I use my punch, and I have the Happy Planner punch, which I'm gonna have to go get because it's not here. So I try to make sure that I leave enough space for that, but I also don't want to leave it so far out here that it's gonna open up. So I want to make sure that I give it enough space on both sides, just to make sure that it, like I said, it doesn't come out. Let's see, I think, see at the top here, I don't think I cut it enough, because now it's, and I'm not so worried about the top because we're eventually gonna cut it. We have to slice the top so that we can put the sequins in through there. Oh God, it doesn't look straight and it's bothering me. And I've already did a video before this where I show you how to do the cards. Or at least, actually, let me go back. The other video that I already have is of me actually doing my first one, and that's an interesting video because there's things that I didn't know and I actually learned on the way. You know, like anything, every time you do anything you do something for the first time, you'll find out what you could do better for next time. So then what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put it in through the machine here. While that's going through, I'm gonna get the other one ready, which is the one that I told you. So you see how I cut this and now it's like separated. So I'm gonna have to like keep it somehow together, and I'm gonna do the same thing for this. This one's gonna be a little bit harder because it's not like the other one's still connected in one of the sides. Sorry, I have this all the way out there. So I'm gonna put it through again. I'll actually put it this way. So there, I went ahead and I left enough space around everywhere. So get ready to add that one. And then I did some smaller ones. I was telling you that I left some smaller ones here, so I can't fit this one in there, otherwise I would put it in there. Okay, so that one went through. You could see that, like, the heat inside. So let's try this one. I'm excited to see how this one's gonna come out because that's the one that I wasn't sure about. I'm really picky when I see something that's not straight, and it just bothers me so much. So I know that I have to do this, make sure that it's straight, otherwise I will be bothered by it. But you can't, sometimes if you don't cut it straight, that's not gonna work at all either. All right, so I'm gonna actually cut. So we'll wait for that one to cool down, that way I can show you how it turns out. And then let me cut this one down. That way you can put it in there and see how that comes out. So I'll do one and one, that way you can see the difference and we can figure out if it's something that works to have the ones that are not. See that? So this is the thing, this is the reason why I figured it wouldn't work. So this one I've laminated and it's completely see-through, which is fine. This one, it's the first one, and look at how it looks. It might look different once you open it up and actually add stuff to it, but I don't know. We'll have to try. I'm actually not gonna do these little ones. I'm just gonna do the regular ones I was gonna do. So that, like I said, for me this is easy just because I don't have the fuse tool. Other people that have the fuse tool, obviously it's a little bit different to make these because you have all the tools that you would need. I'll try to keep this video very short, but that's not happening here. So let's stick this one through. Then while that happens, let me get the punch. Alright, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna cut the top part. That way I can show you how the opening is. And I just really just do it as on the edge, like as close to the edge as I can. That way I don't lose so much space when I cut it, you see? So there I did. Oh, let's see if it worked. I think I need to cut more off. Around a bit because sometimes it will like definitely seal. So there you go. So then you just cut it up as close as to the edge as you can, and there's that one. That one should have gone through already. So, and then here's the other one that I made. So let's see how that one comes out. And this one shouldn't be so much because you could totally tell that it's there's this one. So let me bring back this one that I had originally. So like this one, if you try to, I mean, you could see it. I mean, it doesn't look, you're able to see it, but the problem is that you can still see the glare. I mean, unless you put something in there that's gonna cover the whole thing, that you might not be able to see the glare on both sides. But here's this one. And you see like it gives it still like that little shiny look. So you're able to still see it. So it's really, I guess it's up to preference. Like it's up to you, like if you think that you would wanna have this way. But I would think that once you put stuff in there that takes the whole thing, it might change. So let's see if I have something that fits in there. Or let me see if does the sticker fit. No, you see the sticker doesn't fit this way. But I think I would recommend, if you decide to use these, is just get something that's actually gonna fit perfectly across. And if you get something that fits perfectly across, you won't be able to notice this like this mat that looks like a, I don't even know how to call it, but it just looks very, well, obviously there's no glare to it, so that's the biggest thing. So I don't know, it's up to you if that's something that you would like to have. And then, so let me do these little smaller ones too. And like I said, just make sure that you leave enough space if you're gonna punch, whether it's just like if you have the happy punch, if you have another type of punch, just make sure you leave enough space. That way you don't have to, like, the whole point is that when you put your like sequins in here, that they're not gonna fall out or large glitter, and so you need to make sure that it's not gonna hit this edge here, otherwise your stuff is gonna start coming out. So let's do one of these little ones, and I think I already opened these up. Let's see. So if you notice, I kind of have to like fold it, and then it just automatically starts opening up. And so all you do is just kind of, you know, measure it out depending on the punch and how, like having all the punches in the middle. Sometimes this is going to be a little bit difficult to punch because it is plastic. And technically, sometimes it will be very difficult to punch because it's meant for paper. So as pretty much doing it at your own risk. Like this one's already stuck. There. Let me know if you know ways of taking care of this punch. I haven't looked into it, but I had heard that in a face group that I follow for planners, ways that you can take care of this happy planner punch. Maybe I should look into that and let you guys know what I find out if you do have that one, because those things are expensive. And but there is a way to like keep them like sharp. I just can't recall right now off the top of my head what they were. But if you know already, you can leave it in the description box. And then, so the only thing that I was doing now is just cutting off. Sometimes the whole plastic won't come off, so I'm just making sure that everything came off as it should have with the punch. Like I said, this punch was not made for that. If not, if you know the trick of using the hole punch, the single hole punch where you just punch it and then you just make the slits yourself, that also works. Which is actually a better route if you're trying to take care of your punch, unlike me over here doing punches on plastic. But like I said, it's at your own risk. Like if you're able to do it the other way, I would recommend you doing that instead. That way it's just, you don't run the risk of turning this off. We don't need it anymore. So that's pretty much all you have to do. It's pretty simple. And like I said, I already did it. The reason why I did this video was because I did the other video. If you don't want these edges to be so sharp, you can use your scissors and then just kind of give it a little, give it a little rounded edge. But that's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing to it. It's pretty simple, and it's a lot of fun filling them in. If you make one of these, it would be nice if you could share with me on Instagram. And like I said, once I do these, I'll put them on my Instagram to share them with you, so you could see what I came up with and what I added on here. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.